YXBA is back, and I'm ready to mash some more buttons. This is just a quick reminder that our Splatoon giveaway is coming up in just a couple weeks from now at the end of March. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure that you are subscribed and leave a comment below if you want to get in on the giveaway. So as you know, I have been playing a lot of Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U, and I'm absolutely loving it. And as a matter of fact, my mind has been on Zelda a lot lately, I think mostly because I've been playing through Twilight Princess again, but I've been thinking a lot about the future of the franchise and some of the comments that Aonuma has made over the past couple of years during the rollout of Zelda U. One of the most noteworthy things is that the new Zelda game is going to be going back to the basics of the original Zelda game for the original Nintendo system and being an open world game. And he's also pointed out in other interviews that there will be fewer nagging tutorials in the new entry to the game. And he's made some really interesting comments as well about puzzle solving. He actually did an interview around E3 this past year when he said, and I quote, "But I think people have come to just assume that puzzle solving will exist in a Zelda game, and I kind of want to change that. Maybe turn it on its ear." Wow. I can't believe I didn't pay more attention to those comments when they came out last year, because that could be earth-shattering for the franchise. The more and more they talk about this game, it sounds like they are going in an all-new direction here. In fact, on March 10th, Aonuma gave an update on the game and just basically said the game has been progressing well, but he did share this tidbit of information, and I quote, "Perhaps players will be surprised. Please look forward to it, because I think we'll be able to make something new, like Ocarina of Time was." Wow. Well, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Elder Scrolls, and I would say that Skyrim was probably my favorite Nontendo game of last generation. And it sounds to me like the new Zelda game is going to look a lot more like Elder Scrolls than previous Zelda games. And I think that they can actually create something that is much greater than even Elder Scrolls or even greater than previous Zelda games, because I think they can create everything that's good about an Elder Scrolls game, like the big open worlds and tons of quests. But one of the problems with games like that is that a lot of the rewards aren't that great, and some of the side quests are not very rewarding. It's quite often that you will complete a really cool side quest, and at the end of the side quest, you'll get an item that maybe is a piece of armor that looks really cool and has a cool name, but only to find out that that armor is not as powerful or just barely more powerful than the armor that you currently have. And what I picture in the future of Zelda games is I think that you won't have quite as many side quests as you see in an Elder Scrolls game, but you will still have a lot of them, but they will be much more impactful. They've done a little bit of stuff with harvesting ore to make your sword more powerful in A Link Between Worlds, and I could see them really having strong rewards like ore or different elements like that, but it won't be just like a free-for-all where the entire world is randomly generating different materials for you to harvest endlessly. I think it'll be literally like you do these particular 5 side quests in the game, and each time you get a piece of ore, and when you collect enough ore, you can upgrade your shield to the maximum possible shield, and then, you don't have to worry about it anymore. At that point, you've got the baddest-ass shield in the game. And I think they can do the same thing as they've done with A Link Between Worlds, where perhaps you can rent all of the different weapons and gadgets in the game, but then you can actually get permanent ones at some point, and then do side quests to get different materials for each of them that can upgrade them. And as a completionist, if this is the direction that they are going, it would be really appealing to me. I think that this is just another case of Nintendo seeing a need to make their games more appealing to other core gamers. And you've seen a long trend now from Nintendo. Of course, Splatoon was a game that nobody thought Nintendo would ever make an online shooter. And they thought certainly if Nintendo made it, it wouldn't be popular. I have the same criticisms that you guys do with Metroid Prime Federation Force, but to me it just looks like Nintendo is evolving and they want to get into making cooperative shooter type games, and that game coming out in the tail end of the 3DS life cycle, I think they know it's not going to be a big hit, but they're just practicing some of these new concepts for them to build upon it on the NX, and that's again an online co-op shooter is something that's very, very popular. If you look at Destiny and you look at The Division smashing all kinds of sales records despite getting lukewarm reviews, it's a very popular style of game. And also now with Zelda, it's evident once more that Nintendo is trying to broaden the appeal. And I think part of the problem for them has been that games like Zelda were so different than anything that anybody else was playing on the other consoles that it was difficult for people who weren't lifelong Zelda fans to really understand what was fun about those games. They wouldn't play it necessarily immediately and get it and want to go out and buy it. So I think what you're seeing is that Nintendo is trying to make games that are familiar if you're used to playing all of these third-party games on other consoles. So at the end of the day, I think this game is going to be very much like Elder Scrolls, but I think it'll also actually be a lot better than Elder Scrolls. As always, part of this is me trying to get a conversation going, so please leave a comment below. And also remember to subscribe if you'd like to be eligible to win a free copy of Splatoon at the end of March. This has been Colin Unger, reminding you to keep your thumbs glued to YXBA. And always remember to select Start. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe.